Chapter 64-48. Palvin said without hesitation. No problem. We will reach our destination within 6 hours. Okay. Charlie nodded and said. If there are family members among you who can keep up physically, they will go with you. If not, don't worry. I will arrange vehicles to transport them later. After that, he looked at the time and continued. It is 10 o'clock in the evening now. Time is short. I will give you an hour to prepare. You go back and tell all your comrades and relatives about the whole thing. And let them prepare to leave. Then divide everyone into 3 groups. After an hour, the first group of death soldiers and family members who can keep up with the forced march will set off first. After an hour and a half, the second group will set off. 2 hours later, the third group will set off. The third group must arrive at the destination before dawn. Otherwise there will be a risk of exposure. Do you understand? Everyone there said in unison, "We understand." Charlie said again, "This evacuation is to allow you to completely get rid of the warrior's den and the previous life of imprisonment and slavery. So you must tell everyone that all personal belongings, as long as they are not necessities, should be left as much as possible. No items should be left behind during the march. Each group must have a team to explore the way ahead and a team to finish the march. The traces of the march must be erased in time and no clues should be left. Do you understand?" Everyone answered in unison again. "We understand." Charlie nodded and continued, "The evacuation of the entire base is divided into 3 steps. The first step is to complete the evacuation to the transfer station within 3 days. The second step is to complete the evacuation from the transfer station to the seaport. The third step is to complete the evacuation of thousands of kilometers at sea. You are now in the inland of Morocco. You can only evacuate from here to the transitional transit station in 3 days. It will take at least 1 month to move from the transit station to a safe area, of which 20 days will be at sea. Once you leave clues during the evacuation, the warrior's den will likely chase you all the way. Once they catch up, everyone will face a catastrophe. Therefore, during the entire evacuation process, you must follow the existing management system and control all your subordinates in place. Make sure that everyone strictly abides by discipline." Palvin immediately said respectfully, "Please rest assured, sir, I will strictly instruct all the responsible persons not to leave any clues during the evacuation." After that, Palvin hesitated for a moment and asked, "Sir, I have a question. I dare to ask you to explain it." Charlie said, "Go ahead." Palvin asked hurriedly, "When can you detoxify the other dead soldiers and their families?" Charlie said, "You don't have to worry about those comrades and their families. After the first phase of the evacuation is completed in 3 days, I will concentrate on detoxifying everyone at the transit station." Palvin immediately said gratefully, "On behalf of all my comrades and relatives, I kneel down to thank you for your great kindness." Charlie nodded and said in a rather serious expression, "Hurry up and prepare. The elevator can only carry a limited number of people each time. Let the first batch of brothers start to move out as soon as possible." Palvin said hurriedly, "Sir, I and other comrades have never left the station soberly in our lives, except for the destination of the mission. I don't know what the outside of the mine looks like. On the march, can you arrange a few people to guide us?" Charlie smiled and said, "Don't worry about this. I will definitely arrange it." After that, he looked at Luster on the side and said, "Commander Yin, I will tell you the coordinates of the transfer station later. You choose a few smart brothers from the cavalry guards and let them lead the way for these brothers. I will also arrange some people to meet them in advance." Luster said respectfully, "Don't worry, Mr. Wade, I will make arrangements."